Welcome to this week's episode of Shadow Crown Book Club with Sabeena and Millie. I'm Sabeena.
Which that should make me Millie.
Yep. And
welcome to our holiday episode.
It is technically after Christmas, but we did read a Christmas book for Christmas.
Yes, we did.
But we also got wrapped up in the Christmas activities that we didn't finish it before Christmas, so we finished it today.
Yeah.
So we're reviewing it.
If I'm sure y'all noticed, we didn't post a video last week.
Right.
We were very caught up with holiday stuff and wrapping and
we're
Christmas
both moms,
shopping,
so we're
yeah
being moms at Christmas.
So we skipped a week, but we're back.
Yes.
A little late, but we're back. And what book did we read?
We read Christmas in Coconut Creek by Carissa Kinward. We'll show it in big here.
We do not have the physical book. We both read it ebook.
Yes.
And guess who finally got a Kindle?
Me.
Sabeena.
I got the Kinder. I got the Kindle Color Soft. She is beauty, she is grace.
I am. It's
it's on a book. Hold on. Color.
I am so jealous. Let me just tell you the story. So I had my mom's old Kindle from like way back, right? Multiple years old, right? And she decided to get her new one because hers was running out of storage because she has way too many books. So I was like, you know what? Let me get it. Last year I decided to take it over and like start reading ebooks, right? Well, I decided to kick the bucket. After like, 10 years of it living, it finally kicked the bucket. And I was like, well, fuck.
It served its family well.
I need a Kindle because now I'm so into ebooks. So my husband, so loving as he is, went and got me a Kindle.
Shout out the husbands.
Around my birthday. He was wanting to make me wait till my birthday. And I was like, we're getting it now. Like, the moment we bought it, I'm taking you home and unpackaging it. So
I tried so hard because my husband bought it for me for Christmas. And originally it said it wasn't going to get here till after Christmas. It was supposed to get here till the 27th. And then by somehow, thanks to Amazon, it got here on the 23rd. I was like, I can just open it. It's fine. He's like, no, it got here before Christmas. You're waiting till Christmas. I was like, you're evil. You are so evil.
Well, we got it like 3 weeks before my birthday. And I was like, I'm not waiting 3 weeks. Like, right? Well, we get my Kindle, right? A month, maybe 2 months later, they announced like the Color Soft was like officially coming out like in a couple weeks. I said, these motherfuckers.
The same thing happened to my sister. She bought it right before Color Soft got announced.
I was like, you couldn't just, let me know in advance. So I could have just read on my Kindle app on my phone because
for just
I have
a couple
that.
more months.
Yeah, for like a few months, right? Or like my iPad.
Yeah.
No. And by the time they announced, like, I couldn't return it, I was like, that is mean. That is very, very, very mean of them.
Yeah.
Because I got it at Best Buy. Like, I went and picked it up that day. I wanted it that day. So, like, I couldn't return it by then. If I bought it from Amazon, I could have probably done it.
Probably.
But, yeah. So, now my husband won't buy me the Color Soft. Because I just got a brand new one a couple months ago. So, I'm living vicariously through her and her picture covers. She literally sent me the cover of this book, and I screenshot it just so I can send it to my little sister and tell her how much, how jealous I am. You probably saw that screenshot.
So you screenshotted it. I was like, dude, you read it too? What are you screenshotting? Because at first I thought I saw someone screenshotted it, and I assumed someone wanted to save the book or whatever. And then I saw that it was you, and I was like, dude, what?
I had to screenshot it to send it to my sister.
I assumed it was for that.
Just to tell her how jealous I am of you having the Color Soft. And everyone has bad reviews about the Color Soft. I wouldn't even care if this thing is
I love it.
Apparently there's a yellow film on the very bottom.
My sister was telling me about that too.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't have it.
You sent me the photo. I was like, I don't see it.
No, there's nothing there.
I would not care if it was yellow all over, as long as there's some color.
I will say,
I live in the olden days with black and white.
That we're about to read. There's a little picture in the book.
Oh my god.
And it's in color on my thing.
Take a picture and send it to me so I can
Once
see
you get to
it in its color glory. Okay.
Okay.
That's enough talking about our Kindles.
Yeah.
Now talking about
Coconut Creek.
Christmas at Coconut Creek. What'd you think? No spoiler.
Okay, no
The
spoiler.
start of no spoiler, and then we'll spoil.
That's
What'd you think?
I really liked it.
What'd you rate it?
5 stars. Same. Yeah. Military.
Yes. That was unexpected. I did not.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't read the little blurb in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just go into a book blindly. I see the cover. I had an idea.
The way we picked this book is I saw a TikTok about it, and it was just like, and it didn't even say anything about military. It was just like, there was like a scene from the book in it, and that was it. And it was a scene like in the airplane of her like zooming in, and like, oh, does that count as a spoiler? No, not really. Okay.
They don't know what.
Yeah. And like, that's all it was.
Yeah.
And then they're finding out. And it's like, best friend, whatever kind of thing. But no, I loved it. I thought it was really well written. The spice
Was good.
was great.
It was great.
Yeah. Also, like, the emotional depth of the characters. I loved it. And the growth that it showed throughout it. They touched really good on post-traumatic stress disorder and like her trauma with her family dynamic and stuff. And I feel like she did like a really good like deep dive into how like that, like they even talked about how it affected them.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. Just like me being like, I had like a background in psychology. Like I really liked being able to see like that part of their psyches, you know?
Like, I love how they acknowledge.
Yeah.
That, because some people, like, they go through themselves and, like, they don't acknowledge, like, hey, this is the reason why I act this way. And they're, like, point blank, this is why, and I know this, and this is why I don't settle for this and this and this.
Yeah, and they even did, like, to each other. She was like, I recognize that he's doing something out of his comfort for me.
Yeah.
But that he's talking about something that's uncomfortable for him to me. And so, yeah. But no, I really liked it. I liked
it as well.
I will say I feel like the ending was a little rushed.
Oh, definitely. The last, like, what, 4 chapters?
Yeah. I feel like too much happened too fast.
Yeah.
But, like, other than that, I think she's just trying to get to the happily ever after, and which, like, I'm glad she did, and there is an epilogue, which we love. But, like, it was just, like, a little, like, fast based on how, like, the whole
slow pace.
The whole book is over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks, sorry. The whole book takes place in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But then, like... And it was, like, spread out really good throughout the book, but then at the end it's just, like, smushed together, kind of. And I didn't love that. But other than that, great book.
Yes. I loved it. Again, military threw me off guard. I was
Me
like,
too.
What?
Me too. But very happy surprise. We're
Yes.
both military wives, so definitely, like, scratched a spot for me.
Yeah.
I also loved the, like, dynamics between the friends and stuff. Like, it wasn't just solely on, like,
The couple.
The couple. It, like, had really good depth in, like, their friendships with other people and their relationships and, like, with their family and everything, like, even his family. And I really liked that as well, too.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Okay. So, let's get into some spoilers. Spoiler warning. First, let's say this is an adult book. We're adults talking about an adult book.
Yes.
So this podcast is for adults. This book is for adults. If you have not read this book, go read it and then come back. Get an audiobook and then come back.
It is on Kindle Unlimited.
It is on Kindle Unlimited. And I think right now for Audible, it's 99 cents for the first 3 months. So the book is 99 cents on audiobook. So if you want to listen to it, go listen to it, come back, and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So spoilers.
Okay, so it starts basically like in the airport, right? Right in the airport. So it like starts right away.
I love how she's like describing how much she like dislikes Colorado. Like the snow and all the mushy snow and dirt and stuff. And then she's like in the airport and she's like, you know what? I'm this very calculated, like by planner, minute by minute is planned. I'm just gonna sit at the bar and have some mimosas. And I'm like,
my favorite part was like, she's like, I went to make sure that the gate was real. Kind of thing. I was like, I do that too.
And like, she's just drinking away, swiping on apps.
Yeah.
I do not know how that feels, but I'm sure.
I know how that felt.
I'm sure she's just like drunk, and she's like basing off like first picture. Like, I'm not gonna deep dive into their profile.
That's wild.
That would be wild.
That's wild. Before I was married, Like, and I was on a dating app for, like, a short while.
Yeah.
Like, no, you cannot judge people off the first one. I think it is why, like, Tinder has that option. I don't know if you know this. They have an option that, like, it will, like, review which photo is most swiped on. Like, if people click through them, and then, like, the fourth one that you picked is the one that's most swiped on, it'll automatically put that as the first one for most people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I have no clue about any of the dating apps.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been on one.
She's been with her husband for, like...
Since, like, high school.
Yeah.
So. I literally never even saw one of the dating apps. So, like, I'm just basing... Like, I'm just like, okay, you said it's like this? Okay, fine, sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, and so, like, she only, like... swipes after one picture, either left or right, is insane because most guys do not know how to, like, take flattering pictures.
Well, whenever they matched,
it wasn't even a flattering picture, kind of. Like,
yeah, well,
like,
the first one was fine, but, like, she kept going, and, like,
after they matched.
Yeah, after she matched, she looks back, and, like, that picture of the group photo when they're in the military or whatever, and she's like, oh, it looks like he took a picture of a picture. And, like, girl, you should have saw that before you swiped. And she's like saying, like, oh, that's something my grandma and my grandpa would do, or some shit like that, or like my dad would do, or something. I said, and also, I didn't know it was gonna be, like, such an age gap.
I mean, not crazy, 9 years.
Yeah, but, like, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Because at first...
I thought he was still going to be active military when, like, she saw the picture of him.
Yeah.
I thought he was still going to be active, but then he's like, oh, I'm retired. I said, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But did it say his age at first when she swiped? I can't remember.
I think it did.
It did? Okay, then I probably, like, skipped over that. Because when she said his age...
No, actually, I want to check.
When she said his age, like, after a couple of chapters, like, after meeting him...
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Like, I was not expecting, like, him being 35. And, like, what, she's, like, 26?
Yeah, Frankie 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I skipped that. Anyways, I was still shocked when he said his age. I said, whoa. He's what now? He's 35?
When they said the 9-year age gap, that was when I was like, wait, how old are they? Like, I'm confused. Which number's which?
Yeah. Well, I knew he was, like, a little bit older, because she like mentions, like,
they mention the age gap a lot. Like,
well, like, at the beginning she said, like, she mentions she dates younger, she dates older, yada yada yada, but she prefers the older.
Yeah.
But they're all, like, married and divorced, or married and or divorced.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so he's probably, like, a little bit older than her. No, it was a good number, but still.
Yeah. Okay. The whole Natalia situation.
Well, but let's go to him seeing her at the airport, like,
okay,
on the plane.
right. Yeah. One, I love when we get to his POV and, like, he says that he saw her, like, sitting at the bar and just chugging the mimosas.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I thought that was so funny. Like, he's just like, yeah, like, I'll swipe on her. Like, you know, like, yeah, definitely. And then, boom, like, they just happen to be sitting next to each other, too. It's, like, fate.
Fate. Oh, my gosh.
Fate.
Literally. Okay, so she's looking at his pictures, like, after they matched. And, like, she starts zooming in.
On his crotch.
On his crotch. And he just pops up. And then he's like, it looks better in person, right? Is that what he said?
It's better in person.
And then she's like, it's not what... And he's like, it looks like you're looking at my crotch. And then she's, like, embarrassed, whatever. And he's, like, just, you know, being playful. And she's like, okay, like, fine, whatever.
Like, I don't feel too self-conscious about this now.
Yeah. And then turns out they're sitting next to each other. And then it's his POV. And I love how she's, like, they... or whatever, I don't know what it's called.
Banter?
No, when he saw her, like, how she had swiped or whatever, and, like, it popped up on his profile or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just like, he saw her, and he was like, oh, that's her. And then he was like, whatever. And then she was going towards the plane that he was going to. And then he was like, you know what? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And he waited the whole time, like, after watching her and everything.
Yeah.
I know how you said that. Like, he was watching her and stuff, and then match, but, like, he waited until she got on the plane to match.
So that it would pop up, like, while he was going in, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Very strategic of him.
Yes. I love their banter on the plane, especially like with the flight attendant. I thought that was so funny. I would like that secondhand embarrassment, but I was laughing so hard. Oh my god, like the fiance part, and then she's just like, I've never had an orgasm in my life. He's just like, what? He's like, I don't know how to keep going with that, because like he like dissed her like 3 times, like the polygamy part and stuff. She's like, I just found out I'm the other woman. She and he was like, and then like after he's like, is that true? She's like, not with any man at least. He's like, oh. And it's crazy because then it's just like,
and then he tells her like, oh, because he put on his caption or whatever the Mile High
his bio.
Yeah, his bio. Sorry.
Mile High guaranteed.
Yeah. And she was like, and then she like mentions it, and he's like, I mean, if you want to, like,
I love the part that he's just like, to be fair, my friend wrote it, and it is funnier normally because I am a pilot. Yeah. But like that was funny. I was like, okay, that does make it a little better. Yeah. And stuff. And then I love the part where she like goes to the bathroom and then someone knocks.
Yeah.
She goes, I will not have sex with you.
And then the flight attendant, she's like,
are you okay? Like, you need to sit down.
Yeah, like we're like getting turned on, so you need to go sit down. And then she like gets back, and he's like, you okay? And
he looks flushed. She's like, it's supposed to be you at the door.
And he's like,
you told me no.
And then he said, well, do you want me to go and you can meet me? Like, it's so funny. Oh. I loved it.
Yeah, I was like laughing. Like, it was so funny. I like recognized that she calls Natalia Nat, right? And then while he was like telling her on the plane about how his roommate's girlfriend makes the ghost, and he calls her Tally. Yeah. And I was just like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I read Natalia as Natalie.
I did too.
Because my brain. And so like, Natalie, Tally, I said Tally. I was like, oh my fucking god. And like at first I went like probably like a chapter without realizing, but I was like, no, wait. And I was like, oh.
And I didn't realize until they were at
the bar?
The bar.
Oh no.
It took me that long.
I realized it like when they're still like on the plane and stuff, and I was just like, Tally. I was like, oh my god, like, it's her, isn't it? But like then I got confused because when they're at the bar, like Natalia didn't say anything about like having a boyfriend or anything. I was like, oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not that. Yeah. And stuff, and then it was. But anyway, I just like,
I thought they were just gonna see each other. And then like, then when like her friend or Natalia was like, there's someone I want you to meet. And I said, oh no. But like,
he's like, he's here. Like,
yeah. Ooh. I was like, that's when it clicked to me, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
okay, mini rewind though. When he deleted, after talking to Cap, and he deleted the app, and it deactivated his account, and she thought that he had matched with her. Yeah. I was like,
well, he never clarified.
Yeah, he never
just deleted the app.
I hated
and
that.
Not unmatched.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Again, I'm not on the apps, so I don't know. I don't know if
when you deactivate your account, it just removes you from everyone's like match list and everything. It doesn't like say they unmatched with you or anything. They just disappear. Okay. But if you unmatch with someone, they also just disappear. Okay. So most people, you just assume that they unmatched with you. Like, but yeah. But like, I hate that when she said like, oh, you unmatched with me as soon as I leave the airport. He's like, you noticed that, huh? Yeah. So like, it almost makes me think like the author like originally had him unmatch her, and then changed it to deactivating his account and forgot to change like later in the story, that she had done that or something. Because like, why wouldn't he clarify that he deactivated his account? Yeah, like, because that seems like a big enough thing to mention, and I didn't love that.
I didn't love that.
It kind of gave like the ick, like, oh yeah, you think you can, like, oh, you think it's okay to just like unmatch someone like that, like that you had a connection with and everything, like that just makes you feel bad, especially because he's the one who said, you have my information. Yeah. Like, it wasn't her, like, initiating that they have each other on the dating app. It was him.
No, I think it was hers.
Was it her? Okay.
Because she was, like, when she was, like, leaving and she didn't know what to say.
Oh, you have my contact. You're right. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, same. Like,
but still.
Ugh. But also, I, like, gasp at, like, Natalia's. He's like, oh, he's probably married and was, like, looking for a quick fuck before the, like, or like on the flight home or something, and so he deactivated when he got home. She's like, that must be it.
Well, like, she's like she's been dating like
guys who are married,
that
end up being
secretly,
married.
are secretly married. So like,
I get it.
She was just like, yeah, that's probably right.
And protecting herself.
Because she's like, I mean, he's older, and like, what 35-year-old isn't married and have kids or this yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So like, I understood, but still, like, it was a little icky.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy from the bar, which is lingering around, and clearly she was like into Frankie, and like whatever, like not trying not to, but like it's clear. It was very clear, and he was very into her.
Yeah.
And stuff, and the guy was just still hanging around.
I'm not gonna lie though. I've seen it before in the clubs like that though. Like it's real. It's realistic, you know.
I just thought it was
because
so
she was
funny.
giving him attention before Frankie was there and like before anything. So like he thought he had a chance, and like,
and he just and I also did not like how she was just accepting the drink. I know it's a book and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But like she was just accepting the drink that he was like bringing from the bar to her on the dance floor.
You never do that.
You never do that.
You're a woman. You never do that.
I know it's a book.
You watched the bartender pour it,
and then they give it. The bartender gives it to your hand.
Yeah.
I
Even
didn't
if they
like that.
like send it to the guy, then you're like, okay, you hand it right to me. No spitting, no nothing. Like, you're a woman. You're terrified of living. You watch.
Yeah.
They don't like bring it from across the bar unless it's someone you already know, not from a stranger.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't like that.
But also, it's a book.
It's a book, but like it was giving me anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, something's bad's gonna happen.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that, but that's
like
fair.
I thought like he was gonna drug her, and then Frankie was gonna stop it. You know, something like that. But it did not happen like that, obviously. But that's
like,
just where my mind went. And I was not liking it.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. No, that would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. That would have been
I laughed
storyline.
Yeah, I laughed when she like went to the bathroom with Natalia, and then the guy just stays there, like with Frankie and Cap, and so then I'm just like,
and Frankie was like, dude, like, you don't have a chance.
And he literally says, he's like, well, that was short lived. Yeah. Like he says it to himself, but still, like I feel like he probably just was like looking at the guy, and like Frankie's hella tall, and like she said that the guy wasn't like as tall as Frankie or something. Like, I feel like he's just like towering over him, just like beat it, you know? Yeah. Like, yeah, she's fine now.
That was cracking me up. And then she leaves. They leave.
We go back to Cap and Frankie's place and stuff.
Oh yeah. And she's drunk.
Yeah, and he like takes care of her, gives her a pair of clothes.
But he was like, you can like he brings a comforter out. I was like, you can sleep on my bed, like I'll sleep here or whatever. And she's like, no, I'll sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And like he sits down. She's like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm not gonna let you be out here alone.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I don't know you, like.
Yeah.
Kind of vibes.
But he like goes to get like water and like medicine and stuff, and she like puts the comforter on her, and she's like, well, that was a terrible idea. And she's just sniffing it. She's just like, I can just imagine her just like like drunk, super, and just smells him.
And then like he comments on her sniffing. He's like, you like something like, you like my comforter or whatever, and she's like, no.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. And like he's like, well, you're sitting there sniffing it.
Oh no, I must have missed that.
Yeah. Like he calls her out on it, and she's like, I don't even fucking care. And he gives her like headache medicine or whatever, and he's like, or like drink the whole glass. And I was like, taken care of.
He is a provider.
Okay. And then he like sits at her feet,
and she like puts.
And she's like, give me socks. And he's like, what?
Oh, yeah. She's like, I don't know you. You can be one of those weirdos who waits till I fall asleep to take pictures of my toes. Oh, that was so funny.
I love how she put like a potential foot fetish.
And then later, like, she says it again, and he's like, I still hate that you think I'm one of those guys. And she's like, you haven't proved me wrong yet.
And then he gets the socks, and he's just like rubbing on her like calf or whatever, and like she falls asleep. And then
like he stays there all night. Yeah. Like sat up, like poor guy.
And then
he has a back injury. He should not have slept in that position. Anyway.
And then she is having a sex dream.
Oh my god. And she's basically like dry humping his comforter. I had such bad second embarrassment, but I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, he's not there. He went to bed.
Yeah.
She's gonna wake up alone. Nope.
No.
He is sitting right there.
When it was happening, like, I was reading it, I did not comprehend that it was a
sex dream.
I was like, what is going on? Like, did I skip a chapter?
Yeah.
Like, or a couple chapters? Like, what the
I
fuck are
immediately
we doing?
thought, I was just like, oh, please let this be a dream, because it was getting embarrassing. I was like, please let this be a dream.
And then, like, she woke up, flashing. It was like a camera sound, like in a flash. And I said, this motherfucker's taking pictures of her. This motherfucker's taking pictures of her.
I thought it was, yeah. It was just
And then-
creepy.
He was pretending to take pictures, so to speak, but it was really his face.
Yeah.
But dude, that was fucking hilarious. Because she had just said, like, she was, like, having, like she's scared of guys taking pictures of her feet. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he just, like, shows a photo, and it's, like, of his face or whatever. And he's like, I had to wake you up somehow. You're...
And the fact that she was, like, sleep talking and, like, drooling and stuff. And she's like, I'm not drooling. And she's like,
yeah. And he's like, were you having a sex dream? She said, no. And he's like, you sure?
because you were sleep talking.
Because you were, like, all up in my... like, and it was, like, twisted all up in her, like...
Yeah, and, like, around her legs and stuff. I was like, ah!
I loved it. Hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good scene. I, like, looking back on it now, I thought it was so funny when they were, like, trying... Like, he was just like, oh, yeah, like, go out with me.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And she's just like, no. And like I love that they're, you know, I love like a whole fake dating thing where they like try and convince themselves, oh, we can do this for each other. There's no actual fake dating.
Yeah.
It was a fake date.
Yeah. And like they were like being all touching in front of people and yada yada yada.
Mm.
Like I didn't like that, how that was a storyline. She could have done something else.
Yeah.
But still, I still enjoyed it.
But I did like the fact, I liked the like fake dating thing because like to be fair, like dating has changed a lot in the last like 10 years. So like realistically, if he was someone who hadn't dated in 10 years, like he would need a new introduction on how to like do that properly. But like it had nothing to do with modern dating. Like everything that they did was old school. Like, you know, like he picked her up. Yeah. And then they went on a date and stuff. It had nothing to do with like, you know, like the conversations over like the chat, which is what normally happens first. Like they didn't have that.
Yeah.
They had the natural conversation of like just meeting in person and talking in person, which like eventually happens, but like that's not different than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. But yeah. But the one thing that kind of like, there was like a weird slow burn, you know?
Yeah.
Like for the actual like,
for the good portion of the book.
And then like it was just like every time like they almost had sex, something happened.
Yeah.
And like don't get me wrong, the ocean scene,
The ocean, I was about to bring it up.
hot.
No. Yes, it was hot. Again, I know it's a book, but how did they not go to jail?
I mean,
Because they were nude, and the police knew they were nude.
they weren't police though. It wasn't police. I think it was probably like lifeguards or something.
No, it was like the beach police people.
Does it specifically say that? I don't remember like
Yeah.
just saying the police.
It was
Hold on.
lights. Yeah.
They had lights, but like I'm pretty sure it was just hold on.
No, it was police.
The men in the car had every reason to have us both arrested for public indecency. But that doesn't mean that they're police. They could have them arrested for public indecency.
But I think
You know,
like the guards.
Like, they could be. But,
I think you're not like the mom.
because, like, yeah, but, like,
beach cops.
yeah.
There's no cops in a way.
Yeah. But, like, not, like, actual police. So I feel like they're not harming anyone. Like, they have the discretion, like...
Yeah, but it's not a nude beach. So
No,
you
I
can
know,
go
but,
to
like,
jail.
they're in the water. They're not, like, out and about. Like,
I know.
I'm not saying we're gonna go do it, but I'm just saying...
Like, I'm just saying, like, I know it's a book, but it would have been a nice plot line.
Did they get arrested?
Yeah, for like a night, and their friends had to come get them out
No,
of
because
jail.
if they got arrested for that, they would, like, it wouldn't be just, like, a night thing. I didn't read them as, like, police. I read them as, like, lifeguards. Like, because there are lifeguards at night and stuff. Basically to tell people to not get in the fucking water, like, when it's dark. Especially in Florida, like, there are sharks there.
Yeah. Like, and he tells her, like, there's sharks in there. She's like, whatever.
Yeah. And also, like, we never see Freaky get in the water, like, at all throughout the book. So I had, like, a thing like, oh, he's going to be afraid to swim. Or he's not going to know how to swim, or he's going to be afraid of the water or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway. But that scene,
yeah.
that was hot. Especially, like, that was, like, her first time ever, like, finishing, like, with a guy.
Yeah.
And, like, he was so proud of it because he knew it from the plane. Yeah. So he's just like, yeah, don't ever forget it. And she's like, as if I freaking could. Like, what?
I love how, like, the police, as what I call them, was coming and he's like, don't fucking look. Like, you don't fucking stop. I'm like, and he's like, you're going to finish.
Yeah. And she did.
Yeah. If it was me, I would have been like,
nope, no. Get me the fuck out of the water.
Like, before they even get over here. Like, yeah.
I was like, I would have been like, go get our clothes so we aren't at least naked when they get here.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy that they did, like, first of all, like, this might just be, like, my brain.
Yeah.
Like, if that was happening, I would have thrown my, like, I understood her, like, throwing her, like, I think she takes her bottoms off first, like, throwing those over to him to, like, entice him to come in, whatever. Like, I don't know why she threw off her top. She could have just held it in her hand, looped it around her hand, you know, like.
Or, like,
and, like, him with
kept
this.
it on.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it was like the triangle one.
Yeah.
Like,
she could have just undone the bottom, like, put it under the water. But, like, and then him, like, with his shorts, like, why did he throw them on shore?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't he just, like, I don't know, hold them?
Yeah.
Like.
His hands were busy.
Yeah, true. I guess it's better than floating away. I don't know.
Yeah. And then it would be lost forever.
Yeah.
Or
he would have to, like, get help from those guys.
Okay, and then I love how they're, like, acting like nothing was going on between them.
Yeah.
And, like, their friends knew. I love how Natalia was like, don't send, like, dirty pictures. Like, let me approve of them. She's like, I'm not going to do that. And, like, later in the book, she does it. I'm like, you just said you weren't going to do it. And then you did it anyways. Oh, I love that. And then
I think that's bold of her. 'Cause she's a middle school teacher.
Yeah.
That's...
No, can we talk about... I know we're, like, jumping around.
It's fine.
But let's talk
Everyone here's Reddit.
about how they walked in on their friends.
Oh my god. Okay, first.
First, they were having a scene
Yeah.
of their own.
And then, well, no, first they're making cookies with everyone.
Yeah.
And they thought it was just going to be them two. They thought it was going to be a cute little date thing before they have sex. Because, like, they plan to have sex.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, like, Tally's the one who's supposed to have the timer on. And then her and Mateo go to the room.
Yeah.
And then they're about to have a moment. They're about to get
Frisky.
going. Yeah. And then the smoke alarm goes off.
Yeah.
And stuff. And, like, I had a feeling something was going on. Because, like, she, like, said she smelled something. Like, as it was, like, progressing and stuff. And then I was just like, how long has it been? Like, what kind of cookies are they making?
I thought the tree was going to catch on fire.
Oh.
But I don't have a real tree. And so I always think, like, oh, the real trees, like, they're, like, so dry, whatever, the lights can catch them on fire. Like, I don't know. That's just my fear of having a real tree.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have one. So, like, I thought the tree was catching on fire. Yeah. It's like, that's their luck.
The reason I don't have a real tree is this guy right here.
Yeah.
He eats plastic trees. I don't want to have to deal with him with a real tree.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about her, like, taking over and going all Christmas on their house.
Oh, I loved that.
And, like, they're going shopping. And he's like, oh, Frankie's like, I want this. Like, taking my wife to go buy Christmas
stuff. He's like,
stuff.
it's so domestic, and people, like, looking at us probably think we're together.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. And I said...
And her just, like, throwing everything in the cart, like, everything she sees.
Like, this is cute. Let's get both.
Yeah. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like...
Also, like, I love how, like, they subtly just, like, showed us they were rich.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like
we
they lived together.
Yeah. We got out and bought this house.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, she can buy whatever she wants. Oh, I'll run to the store and get, like, all these ingredients. Oh, like...
Yeah.
They, like, subtly... Oh, he pays for all of his stuff, but also pays for all of his mom's stuff.
Yeah. And
his sister, like, you know, like, to, like, grow up and everything. Like, it's one thing, like, we know how military pay works. Like...
Yeah.
Like, him, like, sending money home, like, that's, like, plausible and stuff. Like, especially if he was, like, always deployed, so he wasn't paying for, like, a rent or whatever. But, like, once he was back, like,
and also
that
deployment money?
Oh, true.
It's crazy a lot.
But like when he got back and like he was doing the job with Mateo and they started their own company, like they like subtly told us they were doing very well.
Yeah.
And at first, like, okay, I had a feeling that Natalia wasn't working at the bank anymore, like immediately.
Yeah.
I did not think what she was doing, but I was thinking that Mateo let her quit her job and then she was just like living off of them.
Yeah.
Like kind of thing.
I knew
So I just thought they were like rich.
Working in the bank. Because she said, oh, the bank is letting you have so many days off. And she said, what?
Yeah. That was the part that like made me think of like, okay, she just definitely doesn't work at the bank anymore. Yeah. I immediately thought from there that like she wasn't at the bank anymore, but I thought Mateo was paying for all of her stuff. Like, or like he was paying her, not like paying her, but like he was taking care of her for everything. I immediately thought she didn't work there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, to them walking in.
Not to what they were actually doing. Now I understand the ghost sounds.
Yeah. A little more extravagant than like needed.
Yeah.
Possibly. Later on in the book, Frankie and Ophelia are like trying to like figure out, oh, do we think it's cam sex or do we think it's regular sex?
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. But yeah, the sand suit, crazy.
Dude, that had me cackling.
I was...
And like Tyler was like, did not see them come in, but Mateo did, and Mateo was like, whatever, and she was like, keeps going, and then Frankie's like, oh my god, I just saw my best friend's girlfriend's boobs.
Yeah.
I love how Tyler was like,
you don't forget these. You're never gonna forget them. I said, but also how immediately I loved like. She's like, oh, I never thought that you'd judge me. Like, that wasn't, like, the reason I didn't tell you. But, like, I loved how immediately Natalia goes, so, foursome?
Yeah, do y'all want to do it together?
And, like, I thought that was how I was going to go.
No,
I thought they were going to do something.
Oh, it was, like, for a split second, thinking about it.
Yeah, she's like, no.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah. Like, but then, like,
and then
like,
Frank was like, I don't share.
Yeah.
Dude.
And he says that later, like, at the end of the book.
Yeah.
And he's like, I told you on that first night. Wasn't the first night.
Yeah.
But he's like, I told you on the first night, I don't share. I said, yes, you did. No, you don't. I said, oh.
No, if it would have been, like, a foursome, I don't think I would have read it.
No.
Because I wasn't too into the other two characters.
Natalia and Mateo.
Yeah. Like, I like them as, like, side characters. I would not have, like,
I think
them,
like it was purposely written that way.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know, like, so that the, like, focus wasn't on them at all. I feel like if it was to be, like, a foursome, like, they would have needed, or, like, the author would have needed to put way more, like, you know, attention into their dynamic.
I like them as the side characters to give some information.
Yeah.
Or perspective.
Yeah. And I loved
I loved how the author put them in there as those characters. Because I feel like if they weren't, the book would have felt a little flat.
Yeah.
To me.
They definitely, like, amped up all the conversations.
Yeah.
And, like, brought more to the conversation. But, yeah.
Let's continue.
I'm trying to think of... So, another time, they were about to have sex. It gets sorted. And, like, it happens, like, so many times. It almost started to get, like, annoying. I'm like, oh, my God.
In the truck after the first date. And then Tyler was like, you've had her all day, let's go.
Yeah.
And he said, no.
No, that wasn't after the first date. That was after they went shopping.
Is it?
Yeah, because he kept, like, moving
yeah,
around and stuff. I thought that was fine. But wait, backtrack, though, to the first date. I thought it was so sweet. I loved the thought that he put into it, the, like, intention and, like, everything about the date, you know? I thought it was so cute. Like, the butterfly thing, atrium. So cute.
I love how she was trying to take the butterfly.
Yeah. And then he got her the butterfly necklace. Yes. I thought that was so cute. I love that because me and my family went to the butterfly atrium in Scottsdale, and my husband got me a little, like, it's a gold necklace with a blue butterfly in it. I said, I have one of those. So cute.
No, I want one.
Get Patrick Woods. Okay, continue.
So I loved how in the butterfly, let's see, card, and I don't know what it's called. He starts explaining, like, in some details why he has a membership there, because she's like toying with him at first? Like,
he doesn't tell her that he has a membership. Like, he doesn't mention that until, like, later on in the book, and I, like, recognize that. I'm like, oh,
Really?
yeah, like, he mentioned that he went there a lot, but, like, he didn't until, like, later say that he had a membership. I'm like, that would have been a funny tidbit to tell her.
Yeah.
Like, but then I think it takes away, like, oh, like, I just took you somewhere I have a membership to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, but anyway, sorry, continue.
But, like, he was, like, saying, because she was, like, toying with him, like, girl, man, taking you to, like, butterfly, and he's like, well, actually, like, I come here a lot.
Yeah.
Because I worked across the street, and then I would come here and sit, and his, like, explanation of the butterfly and his mom and dad, and, I almost started crying. I was like, you can't do this to me.
Yeah.
Because that is, like, so sweet.
It's so
And, like,
sentimental.
Yeah. And, yeah, I love how he took her there.
The one thing, like, I didn't like about it is I thought it was, like, too sentimental, like, in the sense of
For a first date, for someone
a fake first date kind of thing where they were, like, practicing. Like, he would never take a random, like, Tinder date there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's way too, like, emotionally connection there.
Yeah.
You know, like, it made sense for them to go there if it was just them, like, as them. But, like, as, like, a first date where, like, they don't know each other, like, I feel like that wasn't, like, the place.
Well, I think he was
Taking it as their first date.
their first date.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he ever...
Because he already has a connection with her, so, like, there's enough there to be...
Like,
there.
The plot line, and this is why I have the issue with the plot line, he never saw it as fake dating.
Yeah.
She did.
He's like, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah. And that's why I didn't like the plot line.
Yeah.
As fake dating.
Yeah.
Is because he never saw it like that.
Yeah.
And, like, she acted like it, and then in her inner monologue, she was like, I wish this would have been real, but there's an end date.
Yeah.
There's an end date. And she kept saying there's an end date. And him was like,
I don't want it to end.
Like, I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
And I think that disconnect of that plot line maybe
made it okay, kind of thing.
No, like, made me not want to.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, if they're both in their head, like, this fake dating, but I would, like, we're faking, but I would like it to be real for both of them.
I think it almost, like, added to the depth of, like, kind of thing, like, she was, like, almost, like, convincing herself.
Yeah.
Like, this was a reason that it's okay for her to do this, kind of thing. Like, she's trying to convince herself. But he didn't need convincing.
Exactly.
He was convinced, like. So I think, like, I wouldn't say that the trope is fake dating at all. Like, I don't think that should be one of the tropes. But I think, like, I think she was trying to convince herself that that's why it was okay for her to do. Like, she was giving him something because he was giving her something. Yeah. But he was very happy to just give and never take. Yeah. You know. But anyway, after the date, on their way home, and he gets
Rooted.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
For adults.
But, like, crazy, first of all.
On the interstate.
In daytime.
Right.
That's what's crazy. Let's be honest here.
No, I love how
the sun is up. People can see in that car.
No, where she mentions how it didn't have, like, a bench seat. And he's like,
yeah,
say it again.
Like, I don't even think he was, like, thinking that that's what she was gonna do either. Like, I thought he was like, oh yeah, okay, like, let me show you how cool my car is, kind of thing, like. And she's just like, oh yeah, you're right, that is super cool.
Yeah. No, I love how he goes into another lane and, like, slows the fuck down. Yeah. He's like, cannot.
Side note, have you seen that video? I'm 90% sure it's fake, but, like, the guy who, like, basically, like, hits the back of a car and then all of a sudden his girlfriend's head pops up. No. Like, there's, like, it's like dash cam video, but it's, like, the back cam video and stuff, and it's of, like, a guy, like, basically, like, driving. He's, like, slowing down. Like, he's going, like, 1 mile an hour because his foot is just, like, letting off the pedal. And then he's, like, slowly, like, crashes into the back of a guy's car. And then all of a sudden his girlfriend's, like, just pops up. And we're just like...
No, I haven't
anyway,
done that.
Also, I'll find it. It was funny. But, yeah. Sorry.
That was just wild.
It was during the day, guys. Those are crazy.
Yeah. And then they get off the exit, like...
And, but, like, also, like, the people, like, honking at them and stuff, and, like, flips them off, and, like, Prey just flips them back off, like, I was like, wow.
Well, she was still down there.
I think she was, like, getting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but, like,
still.
People can see in the car.
I said, what the fuck? Are your, like, windows, like, teeny tiny? Like,
Or, like, are they tinted? Because it's never mentioned if they're tinted. Like, I would hope that they're tinted.
The windows were down.
Well, then that's just
because
insane.
he gives her his hat at one point.
That's right.
Because the windows were down.
That's even more insane. Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Unless he just like rolled it up and then we didn't get told that he did.
Or if we just don't remember, like, because we were too like enthralled in it. It's plausible. Anyways,
that was wild.
Yeah, but also the whole like her like saying, "Oh, like, do you not kiss girls after the?"
Yeah.
So I said, ah. Like, she's like, "Why didn't you kiss me after the date?"
Yeah.
Like, and so he's just like, "Oh, I was trying to be a gentleman." She's like, after what we did, I don't think that was like on the
Yeah.
like. Anyway, at some point next, they go shopping for his siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one thing that I thought that was like, it was kind of a hole. She never helps him pick a gift. He already planned out what he was gonna get his mom, and she didn't help him. He bought the stuff for his sister.
No, she helped pick the plants.
Like, she helped pick the plants, yes.
Mm-hmm. But she was putting some in the cart, like
but like it was his idea to go get the garden stuff,
yeah,
and it was his idea to get the art stuff for Addie, right? But then when he was giving the gifts to his mom and sister, like it was like they knew, like, oh, you're dating a girl, like why? Like what?
It's because he always gets
T-shirts and stuff.
Them stuff, yeah,
right.
But like when
did he only get he thought to get better gifts because he was dating a girl? No, like he like said that he wanted to get better gifts because he hasn't been visiting enough, even though he was in the country, and not deployed and stuff.
Well,
I just didn't like that. Like I didn't like that was how they connected the dots, that he was dating someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it would have been better if he like had shaved and gone all cleaned up or something, and then like that was what it was, or some shit like that, you know. But like I didn't love that it was like because of the gifts, or like, oh, all of a sudden you have the perfect gifts to give us. Like, who are you dating? Like, she didn't help him pick the gift. Like he made the conscious decision to go get the garden stuff.
Yeah,
he picked out the art stuff. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like that.
If I remember correctly, they go after she explains like how her family separates Christmas and stuff. Because it's after she went shopping for Christmas, was it not? And then she goes over to his house and starts wrapping everything.
Yeah.
And they talk about like, and she was like, "Oh, your siblings probably think you're like the coolest." And she's like, "Well, no," and like explains that dynamic. And I think that maybe put it in perspective
to like put more thought
into his family.
Okay.
Maybe if that's how it's trying to portray, but it didn't show, like it didn't come off that way.
Yeah, and like because like the whole book made him seem like a genuinely like emotional connection guy to his like mom and sister. The whole book, they made him like seem to be a very like their guy. He knew about them. He knew their likes, everything. Like,
yes, but they also mention like how he doesn't go see them.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like
Which I didn't like that either.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's like little things. Like I felt like that was kind of a hole, because I feel like that wouldn't have been enough. Like to.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have done good gifts every year kind of thing. But then like they said, like he only gets some t-shirts, or like not t-shirts, the t-shirt was the anomaly like in the past for him and stuff. But like I thought that was weird, because like I feel like who he was seemed like a guy who would do better gifts for his mom and sister. Yeah. The people who like he took care of their whole lives kind of thing. But like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
I didn't like the storyline. I love the book. But there was like little things that I didn't like, but it didn't overpower my overall experience with the book. But how I think it was too short from him meeting the mom's boyfriend to him like acting out. Yeah. And then him like having a heart to heart. Like I think it was like there wasn't enough substance in that. Like I understand why he was like upset.
Yeah, I understand the upsetness.
But like he was like being like rude to his mom.
Yeah.
Instead of being rude to the guy. And like
I think he was rude to both of them.
Wait, I mean, yeah, he was rude to both. Like, because he was like,
That's my dad's garden. Kind of thing. And I'm like,
well, but like I don't know, like coming from like divorced parents, and one of my parents started dating, and like we did not like this person, for reasons.
too.
We were kind of rude to the person they were dating.
Yeah.
Instead of our parent.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I feel like he got over it a little too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's not.
Yeah.
There wasn't substance. It shouldn't even have been.
But like
I understand his like anger.
First, we know that it's been going on for a while. They've been dating for a while because Mateo's known about it for a hot minute, and just
But like
Frankie
Mateo
doesn't.
mentioned it.
Yeah.
So like his reaction was like uncalled for.
But like I think
In a way.
I think he just wasn't prepped for it to be as serious. Like, because Mateo didn't like really go into how serious it was. He didn't like. It almost like had the vibe that they were living together.
Yeah.
Like, kind of thing. He was like fixing up the house, all this stuff, kind of thing. But like I feel like he wasn't prepared for how serious they were, and that's what caught him off guard enough to like throw his little tantrum and stuff. But then it was more. I think it was more just like his trauma, like resurfacing, that like he felt so like. What's the word? Replaced, kind of thing. Like he spent his whole life being the man of the house, like doing everything for his mom and sister.
Thanks.
Come here. He spent his whole life being the sole provider, like having to do everything for them, and then all of a sudden, like another guy's coming to take his job.
Yeah.
But like also, I think he was also feeling really guilty because he hadn't been there in the last like 3 months or whatever. So like. Who's gonna do it then? You know, like he pays a guy to, also like him paying the guy to like do the garden every week or whatever. Kill the grass. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. I feel like the new boyfriend would have been doing that kind of thing. Like he seemed like the guy. Like not that he should have been doing it, but like he seemed like the type of guy who would do it.
Yeah.
So like, they never like really touched base on if that was still going on and stuff. That's a small thing, but I just like I remembered it.
That whole little like.
Yeah.
The boyfriend thing. I don't know. I still liked it.
I think it needed to happen though, because like he wouldn't have left if like it made the sense that his mom was being taken care of, and it made the sense that his sister's girlfriend being there like made sense of his sister like being taken care of. So I think he would never have left or like even genuinely considered leaving if he didn't feel as if like they were.
Well, he was thinking about leaving anyways. He went and done the interview.
Yeah, but he like even like said that like the main thing that was keeping him there was his mom and Addie. Like,
well, yeah.
So like I think like it kind of like pushed it over. Like maybe this is something I could actually consider because they're okay. You know.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next? He comes back. And they're about to do it, and he doesn't have a condom. They're so close.
Oh, I screamed because I said, oh my god, finally, like what, 5 instances now, like we were almost there. I'm like, finally, it's finally freaking gonna happen.
And then he goes like knocking on
my laugh was the way it was written is she goes, you should get a condom, and then he goes, I should get a condom. Like that's how I heard it in my brain, like her going like, oh yeah, you should go get one, and he's just like, yeah, I should. It's like, oh god.
And then she's like, I'm on the pill, like whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I should go get one.
Yeah, like this isn't like, the time to like risk it.
I'll be right back. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, don't move. And she's like, what do you mean? And then he just leaves. Like, that's it. Like, doesn't explain anymore. He goes knocking on his front door, and Talia's asleep, or Tally. And he's like, I need a condom. He's like, well, I don't have one.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're her. He said, you're a porn star. Why don't you have one? And he said,
to be fair, they're only like porn stars with each other, so like
I don't have one.
Yeah.
And he's like, not in your bathroom? He was like, I mean, if you want to look, you can. But if you wake up the girl, like,
I'll kill you. She'll kill you.
Yeah. And then he goes and like
makes a mess.
Everything.
Also, it never shows it or like says him about going back to clean it, like he says he did. He would.
He shuts everything back in the drawer.
But then he's like, I'll clean it later. Like the time's of the essence.
And like his friend was like, the gas station is still open.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's gonna be like 20 minutes, they're back. Like, and I was thinking, I was like, that's 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
time would be done. Like, and then he gets back, she's knocked out.
And I was like, because like in my brain I was thinking like, I thought he was gonna go for it. I thought he was gonna run to the gas station and stuff. And so I'm like, oh, she's gonna fall asleep. And then like she's already asleep when he goes back after like what 3 minutes.
Yeah, dude. I don't see why he didn't just go ahead and go.
That's what I was thinking too. I thought like she was just gonna sleep in the morning. In the morning, as soon as they wake up, like they're both still gonna be in the mood. Like trust me. Like I was like, oh.
Right? But no, he didn't go. He just like
cuddles her.
She wakes up and she's like dressed.
Yeah,
and he had dressed her and stuff. But like I'm like, dude, like, why didn't you go?
Yeah,
you still had time.
Yeah,
you still had time. She was asleep. You could have went and got him. Had to be prepared for the next opportunity.
Yeah,
but no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Guys, don't think.
Yeah.
And also, they've been edging each other on for like so long.
Yeah.
Why didn't he ever think to get some?
Yeah. But like,
wait, he was like in the relationship and yada yada. But like, still.
Like, I think his brain just wasn't there. Like, I think that just shows how like genuine he is. Like, he just wasn't even like, he like never like expected it.
Yeah.
Kind of like completely.
Dude, the whole, before the cookies. What do you mean? Anyways,
I thought they were just gonna say F it. Like, you know, like she's like, I'm on the pill, and I'm like, and it's like 99% whatever. Like, I was just like,
yeah. No, then when they do it the second time, she's like, condom, and he was like, she's like, or he's like, condom, and she was like, no, it doesn't matter. I don't know which one was it. Mm-hmm. And they're like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the times when they say like, oh, I'm on birth control, it's to like assure us that it's not going to be like a pregnancy trope. Mm. And then when this happened, I was like, is it going to turn into a pregnancy trope? Like,
I thought like at the end, like I thought the epilogue was going to, or like towards the end it was going to be like, oh, the one time that they didn't use the condom, like she was going to get pregnant, but we wouldn't find out until like, oh, like she went back to Colorado and then found out she was pregnant or something. Like I thought that's what was going to happen. It didn't, obviously. Yeah. But, like, I thought it was going to end with a pregnancy of some sort. Because they both, like, talked about how they wanted kids. And then, like, they talked about how they wanted kids together. And, like, all this stuff. So I was just like, are we going to get kids?
Yeah.
Like, I like that we ended with, like, the proposal.
Yeah.
But, like, I hated that there was no mention of Tali and Mateo's wedding. And no pregnancy.
How long? Because I reread it. And I do not know how long from when he went back. Or when they went back.
It just said a couple months.
Okay.
Because
he got the job in January.
At the end of January.
Yeah.
And he said it'd been a couple months of him at the job. So, like...
Maybe it was, like, before the wedding?
Maybe. But, like, they didn't mention, like, any of the trips.
They didn't mention anything.
About them.
Anything.
And I was just like, I just want to know, like, everyone's happy.
Just really anything.
You know?
They really just... All they said, like, my dad was surprised.
Yeah.
Whatever. My mom knew we were celebrating.
Right away. Yeah.
And, like, that's really all, like, a little bit about his
job. And the family and the kids and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Like how her siblings loved him.
Yeah, like, there was really nothing.
Yeah. Like, it was nice what we were given, but I wish there was more.
It should have been at least 2 more pages long.
Like, it could have been, like, an epilogue, like, on what it gave us, and then, like, an epilogue part 2, and, like, 5 years in the future.
Or, like, some epilogues are, like, 2 chapters.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Also, in the epilogue, I don't know if this is, like, silly or not. It didn't say who was going to be narrating it. Like, it didn't say whether it was going to be Ophelia or Frankie. And I didn't like that because, don't get me wrong, I figured it out in, like, 2 sentences. But I just, like, was like, oh, my God, wait, whose is it? What is it? And then I, like, read it. I was just like, oh. Yeah. Like, I just kind of wish it said Ophelia. You know? Anyway, sorry. Backtrack.
They've been fake dating.
Yeah.
For quite some time. And all the jazz. And
the next thing I'm thinking about that happens is the hot tub.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I kind of just mentioned that a little bit, but yeah, we can do hot tub and then we can do the friends coming over because that's
after. That's after though.
Yeah.
The hot tub scene is pretty spicy.
It is, dude. I always think some like crazy stuff is gonna happen. I thought the neighbor was gonna come up.
Me too.
Oh, the talk with the neighbor. We forgot that.
Yeah.
He's like, it hurts. Does it hurt right here?
Yeah.
And the old man just walks away. Like, let him, like, think.
Yeah. All the talks that he had with him, like, they were, like, sweet, whatever. Also, I love that he calls him Francesco. What is that? I wish that he was just called Francesco throughout the book. I don't love the name Frankie.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like, a little too kiddie, especially for, like, a retired military op.
35-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Pike is just, like, that's okay. Like, that's a good nickname, whatever. But, like, Frankie. I say it. Frankie Munoz kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I like Francesco.
Yeah.
Francesco. Anyway, but I loved his talks with his neighbor. I thought they were so sweet. And, like, when his wife comes out and stuff, he's like, as long as you're loyal to them, you're, like, I was like,
I love old people.
yeah. I didn't even, like, in my brain, I didn't see him as, like, that old.
I thought he was old.
See, like, I saw him in, like, 50s and stuff. But he said he'd been,
I thought
he said he's been married for, like, 40 years. So, like, I was thinking, like, 56, not 50s, obviously, 10. Maybe, like, 60s, 65.
I was thinking, like, 70s.
Okay. Yeah. But, like, definitely retired.
Yeah.
Like, just gardening every day. Making the dreams. Anyway. Okay. But, yeah. Hot tub scene.
Hot tub scene.
Yeah. That happened.
I thought either the neighbor's gonna come out or Mateo and Nat was gonna come out.
I was like, someone's gonna come out.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, I don't think there's like there's not gonna be any like voyeurism in this book kind of thing. Once that didn't happen, I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. Anyway,
we're not gonna speak about the scene, but let me just say, hot.
spicy.
Out of all the scenes of those scenes, except for the last one,
I was gonna say no. The last one takes the cake
hotel
for me.
one was,
Yeah.
but that one's like a different type.
I think this one was the most like erotic.
Yeah.
Mainly like he tries to do other stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that conversation of him like doing it. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do that because that will hurt, and nothing I want to do like can hurt you. Like all I want to do is pleasure right now. And I said,
Yeah. And then she's like, I can't believe you just did it outside. And he said, I can't believe you let me do that. I said, I was like, are you shocked? Like, is this like shock that he's like,
yeah.
because you were just confident a second ago and now you're just shocked.
But no, okay, honestly, like to go into that on Frankie's personality, I love the part where he did like the personality analysis where he's like, who I am with Ophelia is who I really am. Like, sweet, sincere, like shy, not self-confident at all.
Yeah.
He's like, but who I am when I'm like, who I portray outwardly, like,
It's all my
on the airplane.
friends.
It's his
all my
friends' confidence and personality traits that he's adopted to make him feel confident. And I think like that like speaks like really high because like that definitely like happens. Like there are definitely like traits that you pick up from like people that you're close to. Like everyone says that when my husband and I started dating, I started like talking like him and he started talking like me and stuff. And like that just happens like when you like become friends with someone, like you just start getting some of their mannerisms and stuff. And then like there are definitely people who make you feel more confident. Like when you're talking and when you're like doing stuff, and I feel like he really did. Like I just like that because like I connected with that, you know. But I love that he was like he was aware of it. Yeah, he's like, I know that's not who I am. I know that cocky bastard isn't who I am. Yeah, kind of thing. But I can be them. Like I am able to adopt that and use that mask. Yeah, when I need to or when I think it's appropriate, kind of thing.
Let me just say, him on the regular basis with her, sweet.
Love.
When it's spicy scenes,
hot.
He's like a whole different person.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I was like, where did this go?
The like demanding, the like self-confidence, the like knowing exactly what he wants and what he wants to give.
And he's like, oh, you want to be in control, but you're not in control. I'll make you think you're in control, but you're not in control. I was like,
like the last scene, he's just like, oh yeah, the taxi ride over, you thought you were in control? No. Okay, the friends coming over, the Swan brothers. I wish we got like kind of more of them.
More of them. I wish there was like a couple more chapters.
Yeah.
With them.
Also, like I feel like I just wanted more. We didn't get any stories with them, like from the past. and stuff, like other than the Pike story, like of the telling of the name. But like we didn't get like anything like about them like on deployments or anything. Like we knew they were there on the plane crash and everything, and everyone survived. But like I don't know, I wanted more from them. I wanted to know them more because like all we got was like one's a player, one's not. You know, I think that's it. But they're both hot.
I wonder if she did that on purpose because she's gonna make a book with them.
That's what I thought. I was like,
I hope she does.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because like later it like says that like one of them like was leaving with their guests. I was like, oh, you're not even gonna tell us anything? Maybe that's a start of something, kind of, you know. Anyway, can we talk about the scene in the bar on New Year's Eve when he like Frankie leaves Ophelia with one of the Swan brothers, and like they're all aware that he's leaving her there because he doesn't have to worry about him flirting with her. And he does.
Yeah. He's like baking it. Like he just has his hand. What was it like on her arm? And just
like and like intently and stuff. And then like at one point he touches her chin and stuff. And oh my god! Like first of all,
just the fact that his friend is doing that
when it went
just
from
to like
his
kick him in
her POV
gear.
POV. Yeah. And like Frankie knows that he's doing it to like so that he can witness it, how easy it'll be for someone else to do this to her. And I loved in her POV like him doing it, and I loved how like observant he was. He's just like, no, because he's about to lose his mind because he knows that this isn't serious, but yet he is freaking out right now. And same way as when I touched you, your entire blood went cold.
Yeah. Because
you know that it's not just like, you know, like both of you know, and you guys are being stupid as fuck. Like, get your heads out of your butts. I realize this.
I wish we would have known a little bit more about his observativeness.
Yeah.
Because he's like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So, like, I wish...
he's the sniper.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I think that, like, plays into it, and I get it.
I wish we would have got a little bit more of, like...
Yeah, what he saw, because, like, they did say, like, oh, like, is he just super observant, or are we just that obvious? Like, I want to know, which is it? Like, first of all, we know you're super obvious. Like, y'all love each other. We know, but, like, you don't know. So, like, which one is it? Like, what did he see kind of thing? Like, I wish, like, it could have been, like, Ophelia overheard him talking to someone, like, about it or something.
I hate when they're, like, brothers come or whatever, and they're sitting on the couch, and Frankie comes and, like, is rubbing her neck, and she's, like, gets out of his, like, touch. Whatever, because she's trying to, like, separate, like, okay, this is going to be ending in 3 days. Like, we need to separate. And, like, I hated that that's when she decided to do it, when the friends were around. Nothing towards, like, she's being, like...
I don't remember her pulling away from him. I remember, like, her, like, him sitting down and, like, them sitting, like, next to each other.
Yeah. Because he sits down. It was because they were talking, and her and Nat were talking about, like, how hot they are and stuff. And then he comes sit down, and he's, like, rubbing on her neck.
Yeah, I remember
And, like,
that.
she, like, moves away, and he, like, pulls her back.
Oh. Okay.
And his hand, like, lingered on her back.
I must have, like, missed on her, like, pulling away.
Yeah. And I did not like that, especially after coming off the talk of, like, oh, his friends are hot.
Yeah.
Again, not that I thought, like, that plot line was going, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It made me feel a little icky.
I just didn't like the whole, like, separating thing at all.
Yeah.
Like, because, one, they believe that there's an end date, you know, and they... First of all, I do want to acknowledge that I love that they acknowledge their feelings for each other. That I don't want this to end, neither do I, kind of thing. Like, you know, like, I appreciated that because most, like, tropes don't do that. They're just, like, completely in denial until, like, oh my god, wait, no, I did love them. Like, no, like, they're actively, like, saying, like, no, I have feelings. Like, we have feelings for each other. We're the ones breaking the rules because we want to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, like, I hated that she was, like, distancing herself. Like, we know it's because she was protecting herself, but honestly, like, at the same time of her, like, protecting herself, she was definitely, like, going all out, like, throughout the whole time. Like, I feel like she should have just said, you know what, fuck it, like, let's keep this ball rolling until I leave. Like, that is when this time runs out. I'm gonna make the best of it. Because, like, that's what she did on the last night. Why didn't she do that the 3 days before? Like, why was she pulling away just to go back? Like, just to give us a little tease. Like, I get it from an author's point of view. Like, that's probably what it was. But, like, for me, I was just like, no. Like, be confident. Keep going. Like, make the best of it.
And then, love the friends. And then at the bar, when, like, he knows, again, you said, like, he knows his friend's doing it just to get a rise out of him. But then the girl talks to him.
Yeah.
And he's
with Echo.
He's trying to make her a little jealous.
He's like, who's your friends? Who are your friends?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to get in the middle of this. He's
Yeah.
like, it'd be rude not to say hi. And he just pushes him aside and says, hi, I'm Frankie. I said, Frankie, get the fuck out.
Exactly. I said, that. I felt that was
I think like, I kind of liked it. Because it got the rise out of both of them.
Well, I didn't want the rise out of her.
No, but
because
I
she already...
it. Because it's what made her, like, feel confident enough to, like, kind of, like, push on him. Like, kind of be like, no, you don't get to do that.
I guess.
I like that because, like, I don't know.
See, I guess I just don't like people using other people.
Yeah. Like...
Again, it's a book, whatever.
I know. But no, I get you. I liked it.
But then, it done its purpose.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
They went
into the alley. No, first the alley.
Well, yeah.
I said, ooh. And, like, them, like, basically, like, fighting, but also, like... And then, like, when they started getting the countdown, and, like, Frankie's like, I want my New Year's kiss.
Yeah.
I said...
And she's like,
yes, you
she's
should.
like, no. 808. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, he's, like, just slowly, like, pushing her up against the wall and then, like, moving her into the perfect position. But, like, as I said...
Yeah.
He's like, yep, we're getting out of here right now. I said, yes, please.
Yeah. And then in the elevator.
Yeah.
The elevator and stuff. And then going, they're, like, kissing
and
at the door or
just,
whatever.
like, baby deers. I was like... okay. I thought that was kind of weird, but I said, okay.
And they're, like, up against the door or whatever, and then they finally got it open, and, like, kind of, like, fall in, and, like, it's, like...
It's just, like, feral. Like,
yeah.
I like, it's chaotic.
I love reading, like, that type of, like...
Spice.
Smut, spice.
That was weird.
Yeah. Because
spice.
I love the, like, chaotic, like...
frantic. Like,
yeah, the franticness.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot have enough. Like, we got to go, like, now. Like,
yeah.
that type of, like, and, you know, the sweet stuff is sweet and stuff like that. But, like, this stuff, especially, like...
it is hot.
It is hot.
Yeah.
And then, like, him, like, putting her on the bed, like, on her stomach. Well, tells her, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, holds her arms.
Mm-hmm.
I was like...
I loved, like, his confidence in it, because at this point, they've been doing it for, like, you know, at least a whole week of actual sex, you know, like,
yeah.
but, like, 3 weeks of, like, getting to know her body, getting to know her, like, this was, like, as feral and chaotic and frantic as it was, it was calculated. Once he got into the room, like, it was frantic all the way up to it. Once he got into the room, it was calculated.
It was
he
like
knew exactly what he was doing.
What is it called? A dominatory?
Being very dominant.
Yeah.
Like, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he wanted to do it that way. And, like, he even said, like, I asked her to do something, and, like, I was waiting for pushback, and there wasn't any.
She just did it.
And he's like, and, like, that's how you know, like, she was, like, into it. Yeah. I said, me too, girl. I'm into it too. We are all into it right now. That was definitely the top spice scene for me. We should add that into our videos. Like, what was the top spice in the book? That's that scene for me.
Yeah, definitely.
That scene was
That's number one. And then hot tub. It's number two.
Honestly, for me, number two would be the ocean.
The ocean's number three for me.
Okay.
Just because I kind of in the book, like... Well, I guess it was the ocean too. Like,
because like that was the first one, and
the fear of like someone like walking in on us.
Yeah.
Like, I love that in the book, so that's why the hot tub one is a little higher. And that's where he's like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
I love a good fuck it moment.
Yeah.
And then the ocean. Yeah.
See, mine's New Year's Eve. Ocean. Car. Hot tub. Yeah.
Forgot about the car.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the other three is so good to me.
They're all good. Like, they're all good. But, yeah. I said, whew.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So good.
And then, like, her leaving and them saying goodbye. This was the part, like, I didn't
not, like, he kept saying we're not saying goodbye.
This was, like, it was, like, too wishy-washy for me. Like, they were like, oh, no, we'll see each other next month or, like, at the end of the month for you to come to your interview. Like, I was like, okay, like, are we ending this or are we not? Like, and And then they're like, oh, no, we're not saying goodbye. I'm like, okay, no, like, I get that, but are you going to go back on your dating apps? And then he's just like, delete your dating apps. But I'm like, okay, but like, are you guys dating or what? Yeah. I didn't like it. It was too open-ended. Like, obviously we got our answer like within 2 chapters, but I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I needed more definitive answers. Like, okay, yeah, he wants you to delete your apps, but like, so you guys are dating? So you guys are gonna try for real? Are you guys trying for real? Are you gonna try long distance until we know? Like, what is the plan? There was no plan, and I didn't like that. And especially of her being a calculated person who loves a plan, I didn't like that for her.
Yeah. But she kept saying like what would be like if they were to continue like months of not seeing each other and like trying to plan out this and do this, and it's like a few moments here, a few moments there, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So that was like her whole reason why she didn't want to. Yeah. And he was like, no, we're gonna see each other. Da da da. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like speak for yourself. Come on, girl.
Yeah, just like that part. I just like that. I think at that point she was like just too attached that she couldn't like stand up to say no because she didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, I didn't like that much.
But I love how he is like, he's at home, right? And Mateo's talking.
Yeah, they're out in the backyard because he literally wakes up at 9 a.m. and then has a beer. Like,
no, 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Right, yeah.
Ooh, cuts the grass.
Cleans out the shed. Yeah, cleans out the shed, redoes everything,
and then has a beer by like 9 or whatever. And
then Mateo comes out.
Mateo was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, go. Like no, your family was gonna be fine. Just go."
I liked like the whole like him genuinely like seeing the development in his eyes, like of going through like all the stuff. He's like, and then Mateo literally like he's like, pull your head out of your ass. You have the best thing ever, and she's about to get on the plane, and you recognize that she's the best thing ever because that's why you're so doing all this. Yeah. Like, oh sorry.
And then Frankie was like, the woman I love, blah blah blah, and Mateo was like,
or did you hear that? No, he said, I don't even think I loved Vanessa after the last 3 weeks, and he's just like, what did you say? Like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Like, you're saying it's because you love her. Like, what you had with Vanessa wasn't real love because this is. Yeah. And like I felt that. I felt that in my core. I was like,
the fact that it's been 3 weeks, it's wild to me. Yeah. 3 weeks.
Versus like a 7-year relationship. I was like, I get that.
Yeah.
That like
and then they got engaged when like let's say 4
months, yeah.
4 or 5.
But to be fair, like
we think
Mateo and Tali like got engaged like within like
a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's a little bit more reasonable than 3 months.
Man, I can't talk. But yeah, no.
I was over here like a couple years, so
yeah. Must be nice.
It was like 2, but still 2 or 3. Anyways,
but yeah, but no, I was like, I love that scene because also like it was just more into. Also, him going like, what am I gonna do? Follow her there and then have nowhere to live? Yeah. I might not get the job. Da 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 da. You know, like all this stuff. And like, Mateo's like, dude, you're gonna be homeless anyway. I'm kicking you out. Like, I thought that was so funny. I was like, okay, so even though both your names are on this house, Mateo's keeping it. Got it. Yeah. I think that like also like solved that issue by him like leaving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's not fight over the house. Like,
yeah. He's drinking at the airport again, right?
No, first, yes, because she gets super drunk at the airport. But first, she
FaceTime.
No, as Frankie's coming to this realization, he's like, has Tali already dropped her off? And he's like, I'm gonna call her right now, right? And then it switches to her POV, and it's like them on the way to the airport and stuff, and Tali dropping her off, and like them talking, and like obviously like they're gonna see each other for the wedding and everything, and then. As Ophelia's about to leave, Frankie's calling. So it's like, or not Frankie, sorry, Mateo's calling Tali. And she says bye and everything. And so like that's the call, like, wait, did you drop her off kind of thing, you know? And then she goes in and she goes through security and everything. And then she's like, yep, time to get fucked up. Yeah. Like, I'm going to, yeah. And then she does that. She's like, I drank mimosas or something. And then she like followed them with tequila shots. So like.
Got pretty drunk.
Yeah, she was feeling good, feeling great. But I loved, one, the symmetry. The fact when she got to her seat, the boot fell on her. I thought that was funny because the flip-flop fell on him when they were, like, first on the plane together.
No, it was the boot. Her snow boots.
Oh, she'd already switched?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I thought, like, it was to switch.
No, it was her
Gotcha.
snow boot.
Okay, then even better. Like, even
Boot
better.
for boot.
Yeah. But then LOL at the stewardess saying, like, oh, if you, like, start seeing things.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then,
the
like,
guys in the seat.
I thought she was, like, instead of, like, talking to the guy, I thought she was going to talk to the stewardess and, like, excuse me, ma'am, I am seeing things. Like, I thought she was going to, like, do something like that. But instead
she was like, Frankie, he's like, what was his name?
Carl, I think.
Something like that.
He's like, Carl, I am seeing things. I am fucking hallucinating.
And then she was like, Frankie? And then he, like, is actually there.
Yeah.
And he's, like, talking to her. And he's like, wait.
What the fuck happened to your head?
Yeah.
And then the guy next to her was just like, I got her good with my boot. And at first I thought he was gonna get mad and, like, he kicked her or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
dude, thinking about it, when I read that sentence, I was like, wait, did he kick her? So I had, like, go back. And I said, what the fuck? Like,
he dropped on her head.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I was reading some crazy stuff. And
Yeah.
it wasn't even on the book.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, my kids were, like, screaming. So I had to, like, go back some.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
But I loved that when he, like, said, like, oh, I don't want to be without you. And then she's like, what? And then Carl goes, he says he doesn't want to be without you. He's like, yeah, I got it, Carl. Thanks.
And then Frankie was like,
I have a really good seat.
Yeah, 3 hours back. And then he's like, and he's like, how about this? And he gives us, like, a wad of money.
Another small, like, you know, subtle way to say,
yeah,
rich.
But she was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like,
and then Carl was like, okay. And they went back there, and he sat down.
And he just professed his
And he was like, I love you. And
he's like, I'm in love with you. And she's like, you're what? He's like, I love you. And she's like, I love you. I love you. And I think, like, it was just like, that scene was good. Like, that was, like, one, I laughed at, like, I was like, okay, like, is no one, like, listening or, like this has got to be, like, kind of promotion again. And then all of a sudden, like, everyone starts applauding. And then she's like, people are videoing and stuff. And I'm like, I kind of wish, like, it'd come back, like, I wish we had more in that blog or, like, they went viral, like, or something kind of thing. I think that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Anyway. I love that scene. I thought it was so sweet. Like, also, they don't, like, talk at all about, like, you know, the rest of the plane, like, right home, like.
Yeah. I love the little nod, how he was, like, he never had anybody to do, like, the homecoming and yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when in his military career or whatever.
Yeah.
And.
Like, how he wanted that.
Yeah. And, like, it's not a homecoming, but, like, the whole, like, you know, saying they love each other and everyone applauding and stuff. It kind of, like, brings that vibe.
Yeah.
That he never got to have.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Look at me.
Look at that. Look at that analysis.
So I really liked
that. No, that
And
was
I love a good old follow her into the airport. I wish it was, like, before they got on the plane. Like,
I kind of wish,
like, she's about to board.
I wish it was his POV. While he was like, like the
running through.
He's like, oh my god, what if I don't make it? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, do I have to get on the next flight? Like, or like, is that too stalkery? Like, kind of thing. Like, I want like.
I wish it was him going through all that, and then it cuts to her.
Yeah,
on
like
the plane.
A split like.
Yeah, and like you think he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
food for thought.
Yeah. The vlog was sweet. I liked it.
It was too short, but we already established
too short. But yeah, I liked how he's like, oh yeah, my like little sister, like little brothers think he's a hero, and my little sisters like think he like put the stars in the sky or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I like that's cute. Like, I think like I don't know. I wish. How do I say this right? The one thing like they mentioned a lot throughout the book that I don't think they like concluded on was her like family dynamic and stuff, and how like she felt like not part of her family's kind of thing. And I didn't like that there was no like resolution in that. Like, she never stood up to herself, to her mom or dad, saying, hey, you guys don't make me feel like a part of your family's kind of thing. Like, I feel like I'm just an add-on, or like that I'm just being passed back for it. She's like an adult like now, like this is like, or like that she says like that she still sits at the kid table kind of thing, like, you know, like I wish there would have been a moment for her to have stood up for her parents. Like, even if it was in the middle of the book where like they're like calling her all the time or something, that like, and she just like stands up to herself like, hey, like I have my own life, but also like you guys are part of my life and you're not making me feel like it kind of thing. Like I don't know, I just wanted something more there for her to like develop in that part of her life.
Yeah.
Because like every other part is like pretty solid. Like, but I feel like that's where a lot of her trauma like comes from. So I wish there would have been a little oomph in that kind of thing.
Or like in the epilogue.
Yeah. Like, oh, like I finally like stood up to my parents and like let them know how I was feeling about everything, and like I don't know. Like they did like a big blended Christmas. Like, because obviously like their parents don't hate each other, you know, like so like it'd been nice if they just like did a big one, like with their new partners and their new like their families and everything, like
instead of having her
go back and forth and stuff. Yeah.
I loved how he was like puts her like he helps her into the helicopter and stuff, and she's like, "Is this door gonna close?" And he just giggles and then
starts lifting up.
And she's like, "Frankie,
Francesco."
Yeah. And he's like, "Do not use my government name."
You know what turns me on?
And then he's like, "Can you open that?" Or like, "Can you get something out of there?" And
no. First he goes like, he's like, "Oh, you take all your girlfriends up here?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't take my girlfriends up here. I saved this for my wife." And she's like, "Your wife, huh?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Open that. And she's like, No.
And he's like,
are you proposing to me right now?
He was like, unless you want me to nosedive or
don't
something.
Worry. No, he says like, don't worry, I'll get it. I'll just let go of the steering wheel and check in there and rumble around. And she's like, nope, stop, I got it.
And she's like fumbling, like nervous.
Also, I like, it's like kind of silly, but like I wish there was details on the ring. It just shows that there's like a black velvet box.
Yeah, because they did a little bit of details on
Tali's ring.
And
I kind of wish like she got a big old rock. I kind of wish like I want to know if.
No, we missed this part. But when they went to the beach and she's like, Tali's like telling them like how she wants her wedding done. He's like, and she was like in June. He's like, in June? That's 6 months. He's like, let me pay off the ring first. And he's saying like how in debt he was. But like I think it's funny because he said that like his job like makes a good bit of money, but like what they do on the side is what pays for everything of everybody's.
Yeah.
I was like,
I feel like probably because like he didn't want to use the money from what they do together for the ring probably, so maybe he was like trying to be like, you know, like he wanted to pay for it himself.
But I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And then like
also we kind of just like skipped over the proposal. I thought the proposal was so sweet.
Yeah.
And like I love that he did it with Ophelia there. Like I think like that shows how like close they really are and stuff, because like I have friends from like college that like I love and they're like best friends and stuff, but like I don't know, like I feel like that like showed just like how close they were, like, you know, like you were family, you were the one who was like gonna be there, not her sisters, not like, you know, kind of thing. And I was just like,
I love how he went to ask her dad and
how he got approval from Ophelia too, without like giving away the fact that he was gonna propose, but like when they had the like
because of Frankie's POV.
Yeah.
I love.
But no, like I'm saying, like when their game night turned into who knows Tali better, like, and then like she won, but like he was like, I approve of you, you're a good one, like, and then like Frankie's like, oh, like she'll never know how much that means to him, like that was him getting her blessing, kind of thing, you know, like, and I liked that. But yeah.
Anyways, let's go back to the epilogue.
Yeah, I want to put the last line because it like. I literally sent it to my husband.
Can you quote what he said? Like his proposal words.
Yeah. Oh, because she like asked, "Are you like proposing to me right now, Frankie Casado?" And like later he goes, "Because you asked, yes, Ophelia, I am asking you, the love of my life, the turbulence to my calm, the brightest fucking sun I've ever had the pleasure of seeing in all my time in the sky. Will you drive me crazy forever, baby? Will you marry me?" And I thought that was so sweet. Like,
that was really sweet.
That was so cute. But I loved her response. Like, she didn't say it out loud because she just says yes. But I loved what she said. My life is a series of downward slopes, plateaus, tiny upticks of brightness in a mostly underwhelming gray. Then I met him. He wrapped me in gold and pulled me to the highest peak he could find, and I'd be damned if I ever spent a day denying myself what it felt like to truly touch the sky. And I thought that was so like beautifully written. And like the fact that they're in the sky, like when he's proposing, and like that's how she's thinking, like, and like that's how like she sees their life together is like as beautiful as it is like in the sky and stuff. And I thought it was so beautifully written. But I just thought the ending was really sweet. I really liked that blog. I wish there was more before the proposal, like more information and stuff, but I loved it ending with the proposal. I did like that. And I loved the way it was written. It was really beautifully written.
Yeah. So we did give this book a 5-star. I know we said a good bit of stuff that we wish it was a little bit different or we didn't fully love.
But that doesn't take away from how much we loved the overall book.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I hope you read it.
Yeah. Obviously, if you got like this far, like you read it. Or at least you had enough information from us talking about it that maybe you don't have to read it now.
Yeah.
But we think you should.
There's a lot of stuff that we did not
talk about
base on that added to stuff why we love this book.
Yeah.
But I hope you read it and maybe comment.
Yeah.
About your favorite scenes. Maybe give us your rankings of what you liked. Spiciness.
Yeah. Give us your what's spiciness.
Which was number one? Let's just take like a collective.
I don't
what
think
number one was.
I don't think that's what the like. What's number two?
Okay, yeah.
I think number one's pretty solid.
Well, I don't know.
True.
Maybe the truck was someone. Please do not let that be your number one.
It's so hot.
I mean, yeah, but the hotel one was so much hotter.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're all hot, but like.
Okay.
Anyway,
tell us what your number 2 scene was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Tell the socials.
Okay, so first of all, if you're listening on podcast, give us a review. Hopefully a 5-star, like we gave this book. It boosts our ratings and boosts our videos, so that would be very greatly appreciated. You can also comment on podcast too. We have that setting on, so give us a little comments. Tell us how much you love us. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on a video. We did not post a video last week, and that is our bad, but we will continue with our weekly videos.
Yep.
If you want to follow us on social media, we have a Instagram and a TikTok for as long as TikTok is gonna be in the United States.
Yeah. Our
handle is Shadow Crown Book Club, so go follow us on there. We talk about everything books, fantasy, romantasy, romance, contemporary, dark, just a little bit of everything. We do funny skits. I think we're pretty funny, but I mean, you should follow us and tell us how funny we are. I do want to say, if you watched our 2024 wrap up,
we're not adding this book to it. First of all,
well, yeah. Now I'm like 122 books in, maybe 23.
Yeah,
because I read 2 books after we finished that, and 2 Christmas books at that. If you listened to that episode, you know that we mentioned a lot about hockey and how I would love to go watch a hockey game. Well, my best friend,
for her Christmas present,
she's taking me to a hockey game.
We're going to a hockey game this weekend.
And we are going to video it.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it would be. It would only
probably be more like just like a TikTok kind of thing.
We'll be on TikTok, so go watch that.
She texted me today when we finished this, and she's like, what we should do is we should read a hockey romance in preparation for the hockey game. And I was like, that's a great idea because I haven't read a hockey romance in like a year.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a great idea. And so we started one today, which is going to be our next video. Okay, we're going to a hockey game.
It is going to be our second video in January.
2025.
Yes. So, our next video will be our 2025
TBR. Yeah.
Physical ebook and anticipated reads or anticipated releases.
Yeah.
So that would be our next video. The one after will be our hockey romance. Yeah. And then we will be back on our From Blood and Ash saga.
Yeah.
So if you are here to watch From Blood and Ash, you have to wait like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
we'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it, and then you can still join us and laugh and giggle and, just hang out with us and just yap because we love doing that.
Yep. Okay. So thanks for joining us. Shadow Crown Book Club signing out.
Peace.
STUVWXYNZ. Now we know our ABCs.
Next time, won't you sing with me?
Welcome to Fuck, what are we called?
We're gonna have to redo that.
Yeah, let's cut.